So, Shannon, what's the biggest reason the Lakers won this one?
Skip, I want to give LeBron and AD flowers because AD was aggressive last night, hence the 21 free throw attempts that he had. LeBron James was great when he absolutely needed to be, made big shot after big shot, big shot. But I believe the main reason that they won this ball game was Dennis Schroeder and Andre Drummond. Now, I told you, Skip, Drum, if you let him do what he does, Bron understands. He's like, he runs hard, he gets rebounds, he gives us extra chances. If I get him on a mismatch or if he gets his guy sealed, I'm going to give him the ball. And so now he stays engaged. He had a double-double at the half. Dennis Schroeder, they couldn't keep him out the lane. He's laying the ball up on everybody. Hit 2 big threes to keep him going, to keep that pace going. So I believe that was the difference in the ball game. Anthony Davis, 34-10, 34 points, 10 rebounds, 3 block shots. Considering the game that he had two nights earlier, he knew that was going to be unacceptable. And LeBron James, it just, what do I say? What do I say about the man that can give you a virtuoso at any given moment? But he's not a great shooter. I tell you all the time, regardless of the sport, being great requires you to be great in moments. What good is that if I got 7,500 home runs, but it's the bottom of the ninth and we down 1 and I can't get it? LeBron James ain't a great shooter. I can't tell. Them threes, ask Phoenix if he's a great shooter. But the difference, you saw the difference in the ball game, Skip. Look, we're struggling from the three-point lines. There's no secret about that. Mainly KCP. And I love what LeBron did. LeBron swung the ball cross court. KCP has lost a lot of confidence. He passed the ball to Schroeder, and the shot clock goes out. LeBron goes straight to him. I didn't pass you the ball to pass it. Shoot it, KCP. Put his arms around him. Bro, we need you to shoot the basketball. That's what you do. That's what leaders do. He didn't beat him down, trying to boost him up because we know we're going to need KCP at one point. But, Skip, that was the difference. The Lakers played championship defense, and I just don't know without Chris Paul. I knew the Suns were in trouble, Skip, when you said they were getting ready for the tip. And I saw somebody had to help Chris Paul take his warm-up off. I said, that ain't good, Skip. When somebody got to help you take your clothes off, you in a bad predicament. And that's what I saw last night. So they're in a bad predicament. But Drum and Schroeder. Skip, hold on. Were they in Argentina, Peru, South Africa, the Falklands, the Galapagos? Because that's the only place you can see a penguin. I saw a big emperor penguin last night. 6'10" Drum. You're going to eat them words. I told you you're going to eat them words about Andre Drummond. There's nothing wrong with Drum and AD playing together because when they played together last night, they were exemplary. Exemplary.
Okay. I withstood all of the garbage that just got spilled all over the table. And now it's finally my turn. I didn't interrupt. I didn't say, I didn't make a peep over here. But now the floor is officially mine.
Take it away.
I completely devalue and disqualify every last thing you said except for the last thing that you said. All you need to know about last night was that there was one Suns player who this year was actually in the MVP race. We actually discussed him as a legitimate, bona fide MVP candidate this year, and his name is Chris Paul III. Am I right about that? Thank you very much. Not Devin Booker, not DeAndre Ayton, CP3. So yesterday, both you and our man Chris Broussard tried to tell me, he'll be like 85%. I don't know if you put that percentage on it, but Chris Broussard said he'll be 85%. I said 85? He was 10% on Sunday,
right.
And I don't see any better than 10% last night.
Actually, he looked worse last night than he did on Sunday.
He was like 3% last night. He was so bad that Monty Williams decided to barely play him in the second half of that game, in which he totaled 1 point and 2 assists in the entire second half because he barely played. And the quote from Monty Williams after the game was, Chris wasn't even able to make passes he wanted to make. Couldn't even make passes. He was laboring. You could see that he wasn't even running the same way he was during shoot-around,
right.
the morning shoot-around.
Right.
So he wasn't even able to run with a bad shoulder the way he was in the morning, as he said. Well, now all bets are off.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you, I'm here to declare, this series is now tied 1-1, and it is over. I predicted before the playoffs started that you would win this series in 5 games. I didn't see it happening like this.
Right.
But now you're going to win 3 more in a row, to give you 4 in a row, to give you 5-game, quote-unquote, gentleman's sweep of the Phoenix Suns. And it's sad because Chris Paul has regularly been hurt in big playoff series.
He does.
Just when you think he's in the right spot at the right time.
He got the worst looking.
He up 3-2 when he was in Houston, obviously with James Harden, over Golden State. He pulls his hamstring. It's always something with Chris Paul.
They got hurt in the Clippers also.
He did. Got hurt in the Clippers. He actually came back from the quote-unquote dead to beat my Spurs in 2015 on the night of, or actually the afternoon of May 2nd. It was that night Pacquiao and Mayweather fought in Las Vegas. But the point is that here we go again with Chris Paul. I'm pretty sure he's basically shut down, done. So I don't even expect him to play. What are these games? This would be Thursday night, 7 o'clock.
I would shut him down and not play him until Sunday. That's what I would do. Okay.
So you're going to win Thursday night, and you were going to win last night. I told you on the show yesterday, this is a cakewalk. This is a mismatch. And what did the odds makers? They were screaming at you. What did I tell you yesterday? Wait, Phoenix was a 2.5-point favorite in game 1, and all of a sudden the Lakers were a 2-point favorite last night. It was a 4.5-point swing, and it was strictly because those people who set those numbers, they know. Maybe they're getting some inside info that they shouldn't be privy to, but they're saying, no, he's hurt.
Exactly, Skip. You know what a great player, doesn't matter the sport. When he's injured, that's going to swing that line.
Okay, it swung it dramatically. And it swung the psychological advantage completely to the Lakers. So I give you, listen, AD came out, as he said, I'm going to come out and assert myself. Right. And he kind of over-asserted himself early. If we could see the kick play, please.
He hit it with that Draymond. That Draymond.
Yeah, well, that was beyond anything I've ever seen. That was way beyond Draymond. Here he is. Jay Crowder's up into him, and he just boots him right into the man region. Just nailed him. Kaboom.
Man, get up. That ain't that bad. Jay Crowder.
It looked like a direct hit.
Yeah, man, stop.
Okay, so obviously AD said after the game it wasn't intentional. I have no history of doing this. It looked like it had some purpose to it. I got to tell you, I would err on the side of it was not intentional because of who he is and how he operates. Right. But I do think he was overamped. And I do think that their team had been rubbed a little raw by what Chris Paul did to LeBron the other day. And what is Chris Paul's legacy for cheap shots? They're below the belt shots. It started against Julius Hodge in the ACC tournament, right? When he was back at Wake. And the point is, it almost seemed like a subliminal kick from AD, like, I'm going to get even with you guys somehow, some way, because I've never seen him kick like that on a jump shot. Have you?
No.
I know you kicked to try to put a little more oomph into it to get it there, but it wasn't that deep.
I think what happened, Skip, is that once he felt the foul, he needed a little bit more oomph to try to get it. He was trying to get an and-one.
I got it, but it looked like it had a little purpose in the kick. And it was a flagrant one, and he deserved it, and we get that. But I think it was also part and parcel of AD said, I can't let the king down again.
Right.
I got to come out strong. And his history has been, when he comes out strong, he stays strong through the game.
He said that he hit a three-point shot, and he was running back down the court. He said, I told you, I got you. He said, I got you.
I saw that. Yep. Okay. Well, he got him. And by the way, if I can pull out my fourth quarter box here, I know Jenny just read that AD and LeBron combined for 19 points in the fourth quarter. AD had 14 and LeBron had 5. So let's not exaggerate that.
Whoa. Don't do this, Gil.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
14 and 5. I'm looking at the stats right here. 14 to 5.
AD shot 10 free throws.
Yeah, he did. Well, that counts. Do they count? And guess what? Not only did he shoot 10, he made 9. Did you see that, LeBron?
Hold on. But did you see the shots that LeBron was making in the fourth quarter, Skip?
I saw one good shot was the baseline turnaround. I'll give you that one.
Well, what about the one at the top of the key? What about that three-point shot?
Okay, but that's front running. The game was way over. It was too. They put him up like 8.
I don't know if it was over.
Stop. No. Don't do that, Skip. See, why you do that?
I'm just doing it because that's what happened. So look, here's the shame of it. Remember, your team was up 15 mid-third quarter.
Right.
Remember, Chris Paul's not playing, so Phoenix has lost heart. And yet, the Lakers kind of sleepwalk into the fourth quarter. They're up 7
That's
at that
Frank
point.
Vogel's fault because Devin Booker checks back into the game and they don't get the ball out of his hand and he makes like 7, 8 straight points. And I'm like, Bogues, get the ball out of his hand.
Okay.
Make someone else cook. If Jay Crowder can do that, if Mikal Bridges, even Cameron Artis he played well he played well the whole game, Skip. And they might have to go on him because he made some big shots, driving the ball, made some good passes. If somebody else, Devin Booker is not going to beat me.
Okay. So what happened with 5:39 left in the game? Phoenix came all the way back on an 8 and dunk to be up 1 point. They were actually up 1 point. And guess who took over as you won the rest of the way? You won the rest of the game 20-12. You went on a 20-12 run, and 12 of those 20 were scored by Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
So as LeBron correctly said after Sunday's game, basically, we go as he goes. When he comes back to be an AD, then we'll be the Lakers
Well, it's
again.
kind of hard, Skip, for both of these guys to be aggressive because you don't want to get in the other guy's way. So it was AD started out. You see AD put his head down. He's like, I'm not selling for no jumpers on you, Jay Crowder. I'm going to pick up, he got 3 fouls on him in like the first 5 or 6 minutes of the ball game.
Yep.
Then he started going at 8 and got him in foul trouble also, Skip. But so LeBron was just, okay, AD, you eating. Even though you're not making shots, we going to the free throw line. Okay, boom, he sees the ball go in. LeBron said, now, when y'all need me, I'm just a telephone call away. Or if you don't, put a message in a bottle. Hey, Jim, we got these shots because Skip Bayless keep telling me LeBron James can't shoot. LeBron James.
Well, he can't. The numbers scream.
Look
that
at
he
this right
can't
here.
shoot.
How is this, Skip? Is this a good wop wop?
Yeah.
What about that, Skip? What about this one, Skip?
You can cherry pick a few shots that he makes.
Okay, what about this, Skip?
Yeah.
What about that one, Skip?
Okay.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
We to go. What about Skip?
I told you that's the best shot he made the whole game. Okay.
One hand on you, mama.
Yep.
And this is the ball game.
That puts you up 9. That puts you
Ball
up
game.
9, and you're over there raving about it. It's just shameful.
Ball game.
You should be ashamed.
Hello, Skip.
You're raving about a front running. He's one of the great front runners. He is the greatest front runner in the history of this game.
That's what we call a dagger 3.
Okay, it was way over by then. And it should have been real close to the score that I picked, which was 105-90, except you kept fouling Devin Booker shooting threes.
Man, that's why
down the
nobody
stretch.
fouling Devin Booker. I don't know what the ref was thinking.
Okay, well, I don't either, but he made 6 straight free throws off 3-point shot fouls.
And he got and he made got an and one also.
That's right. That is correct. So in the end, if there's no Chris Paul, why are we even having this conversation? This series is defunct. It's over, and everything you just said is completely disqualified.
Well, hold on. Time out. Why is it that when somebody else loses a key player, it's the end of the world? But LeBron James get injured, he faking. He's not injured. But y'all didn't have that same energy when he had to play without Kevin Love and Kyrie. Where's that same energy? And he was playing with Dellavedova, Mozgov, Timothy Mozgov. Where was that energy then?
Well, I had it because he's up 2-1 in his house for Game 4, and he
okay. Guess what? They had a
he
1
went
point.
Harry Houdini, as in I disappeared.
I'm glad you said that because guess what? You were already up 1-0 in the series and you had a 1-point lead. So you got to hold that. You got to hold that, Phoenix.
Okay, so here's the perspective. You like context and perspective.
I love context.
Here's context of what happened in the second half last night as Chris Paul watched from the bench. On the floor for Phoenix, you had these 5 players played the most. Jay Crowder, Ayton and Booker, obviously, and then you had Cameron Payne and Cam Johnson. Do you know what they totaled up in playoff games that they've been in? They had 88 total playoff games. That counted the game 1 that they all played in, okay? Last night, down the stretch, you had LeBron, AD, KCP, Schroeder, and Caruso. And if I total up all their games, they've played in 396 playoff games, 262 by LeBron.
Thank you.
So it's 396 to 88. What?
Right.
And again, CP3 has played in 109, so we took that out.
Right.
So the playoff experience on the floor in the second half was a complete mismatch.
Skip.
That's why you guys could take over, because you're not threatened by that team without CP3.
But Payne was playing well. Cameron Payne played really well,
Okay.
Skip.
Guess what? This is his 5th NBA team that he's been on. Do you realize he played for a while in China, and then he had to come back and reprove himself in the G League, even to get to the Suns? That's the guy that you had to bank on if you're the Phoenix Suns.
But Monty Williams wanted him. When he got the job, he reached out and said, Cameron, I need you to join me in Phoenix. And he played well. He had 8 points in the fourth quarter. Give the man his credit. We're just a better team.
Well, I hope you are.
We're the better team.
Without CP3.
We're the better
I
team.
thought you were the better team with CP3 healthy.
CP3, C3PO, it doesn't matter. Star Wars and Luke Skywalker
Well, right
and
now,
Princess
he's
Leia,
C3PO.
bring them on.
That's who he is.
Lakers in 5.
Yeah. I already called it in 5, so thank you for co-signing.
Chris Paul, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, any other Paul.
You know what? I would now take Jake Paul for sure over Chris Paul.
Lakers in 5.
Yeah. Jake Paul might just knock LeBron right out.
There you go. There you go.
I'd like to see them box.
We don't box.
Actually,
What we do is we play
yes.
basketball.
You know what?
You might actually have
LeBron
to
wouldn't
leave
last
it at-
a round with him.
But I know I want you to say, what about Drum?
Talking about
You don't want to talk about Drum?
Fight.
Who cares about
You don't want to talk about Drum? You beat him up. Everybody say Drum should be on the bench. Put him on the bench.
Well, let's wait until the next round and see when you face a real basketball team.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.